Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to dive into the world of extensions, a powerful feature in Kotlin that lets you make your code more organized and readable and add new functionality to a class or type that you didn't create or may not even own. If you're ready to get started, then stay tuned. Let's learn together. Alright, so here we are in a brand new Jetpack Compose project, and the first question you may be asking yourself is, what is an extension? What can we do with that? So an extension allows you to have the ability to add a new feature or a new function or a new method to something that didn't have that before. For example, one of the things that I really love when I do iOS development is being able to just call .toggle on a Boolean value to automatically toggle that value no matter what. And I like that a lot more in Swift than I do in Kotlin, because in Kotlin we always just have to say that our value equals not our current value, which is it makes sense if you're familiar with it, but as far as like code readability, you kind of have to stop and think, wait, what's going on there? So let's go ahead and let's fix that using an extension in Kotlin. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add some state. So we will create a var of is checked, and that will be a remember mutable state of, and that initial state will be false. Cool. And then let's go ahead and put our greeting view into a column layout. So let's move our text into here, and then we will create our checkbox, and there we go. Cool. And so for our checked value, for our checked value, we will say that that is our is checked dot value. And then for our on check change, we want a method here. And this is where we're going to go ahead and use our extension, but we haven't created our extension yet, so let's go ahead and do that. So usually in this scenario, we would say that we want our is checked dot value to equal not is checked dot value. Now this is normally how we would do a checkbox in Jetpack Compose. So if we rerun our build here, we can see that checking the box will check it, and unchecking the box again unchecks it as we expect. But I just personally think that this could be cleaned up just a little bit to make it a little bit more nice and user-friendly to deal with. So one way we can do that is we can do that by adding an extension. So to create an extension in Kotlin, we create a function, and this function will take a mutable state, and it will take a mutable state of a Boolean. And then we're going to add some functionality to it. So we're going to call dot toggle, and then we're going to open and close our parentheses here. And in this function that we're creating for dot toggle, we can say that we want this dot value to equal not this dot value. Now, arguably, you could say there's not much difference in doing that logic here versus doing it here. However, if we were to take this function here and instead replace it with our new extension, that we can say dot toggle, to me that's a lot cleaner. That when this checkbox changes, what is the function that we want to do? We want to just toggle the state of whatever is going on. So now let's rebuild our app just to double check and make sure that everything works well there. Cool. So now when we click our box, it checks it, and when we click it again, it unchecks it, just as we would expect. And that is just one small function that we can add using extensions to Kotlin to make our code a lot cleaner and more readable. Now, if you got value from this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you leave a comment, just be nice about it. That's all I ask. Thanks. Have a great day.